opportunity to introduce them to you. From the 7th Congressional District, representing United States Congressman Thomas J. Manton, Mr. Brian Brown. Representing the 14th Congressional District, representing the 14th Senatorial District of the State of New York State Senator George Honorato. Representing the 30th Assembly District in Queens, New York State Assemblyman Joseph Crowley. Representing the Council of the City of New York, from the 26th District in Western Queens, Council Member Walter McCaffrey. Assemblywoman Nolan. In the 37th Assembly District in Queens, Assemblywoman Catherine Nolan. I also have the honor at this time to present to you the Board of Directors of Kearney Home Care Services. I ask that each of you stand as your name is called and kindly remain standing until all board members have been introduced. Dr. Vishwa Agarwal. Mr. Andrew Sears. Ms. Mary Cooney. Ms. Vanette Kaiser. Mr. Edward Dooley. Ms. Lucio Martins. And of course, the man who needs no introduction, the founder, president, of the Sunnyside Chamber of Commerce. We have several international visitors here with us this morning, people who have traveled from as far away as Africa, Germany, Great Britain, and of course, Ireland. Could I ask those of you to just stand for a moment to be recognized? Anyone who traveled from afar. Thank you. Thank you for making the journey. Your presence here means a great deal to us. On behalf of Michael Kearney and the Board of Directors of Kearney Home Care Services, I welcome all of you. If you received the same invitation that I did for today, you're probably under the impression that we're here to mark the dedication of a new building. That's part of the reason for this morning's festivities, but there's more to it than that. What we're really celebrating could never be contained within the walls you see behind you, because today is a commemoration of all that this organization has accomplished in the 5 short years since its founding, and all that it continues to achieve. What exactly is it about Kearney Home Care Services that nearly 200 people should crowd this place this morning to recognize it? Why has it attracted the attention of the United States Congress, the New York State Senate and Assembly, the City Council of New York, and the Mayor's Office? And why have some people traveled from halfway around the world just to be here today? It's not just because we're being treated to lunch at Daisy's restaurant after this, although that is an incentive. But the answers obviously lie a lot deeper than that. Since 1992, Kearney Home Care has provided excellent care for literally thousands of people in Queens, in all the boroughs of New York City, and in Nassau County as well. It has created hundreds of jobs in nursing, physical, speech, and occupational therapies, nutrition counseling, medical social work, and home aid. Additionally, if you all look up for a moment, you'll see another arena in which Kearney Home Care operates, and I'm referring to the in-flight service program that provides healthcare assistance to patients who need to be transported by plane. All of these services have earned the licensing from the New York State Department of Health and the New York City Department of Consumer Affairs. Kearney Home Care has won accreditation from the Home Care Association of New York State, the Healthcare Providers Association of New York, and the National Association of Physicians and Nurses. Additionally, Kearney Home Care is a continuing education provider not only for its professional staff members, but also for people in the community who are interested in coming in to learn more about the provisions of healthcare. And these training courses have been recognized and approved by the New York State Department of Health and the Department of Social Services. All of these things that I just mentioned have been created and maintained not so much out of the spirit of American enterprise, but rather as an extension of three core values that Kearney Home Care chooses to ground its mission: the values of understanding, compassion, and joy. You'll find these three words written in every piece of literature that this agency puts forth, but more importantly, you can see these values lived out in their day-to-day operations. Now, how exactly does that unfold? And what are the implications of an organization that chooses to build itself around these values of understanding, compassion, and joy? I think today it's more appropriate than ever that we should draw upon the wisdom of Mother Teresa of Calcutta. And she said something a long time ago that's always stayed with me. It's not so important in life that we do extraordinary things, but it's essential that we do the ordinary things with extraordinary love. In my opinion, this is the success of Kearney Home Care. This is what they mean by rooting their mission in the values of understanding, compassion, and joy. And in the short time that I've been acquainted with them, I've seen this proverb of Mother Teresa's manifest itself time and again. That brings us back to the question of why are we here today? The answer is obvious. There's something here that deserves to be witnessed and remembered. An organization that promotes the quality of life every hour of every day of every year, and in so doing brings comfort and strength to thousands. Are we here to dedicate a new building? Well, maybe. But I'll remember today more as the blessing of a temple from which people go forth to heal the sick, attend to the lonely, comfort the dying, raise spirits, quell fears, and not only preserve human dignity, but uplift it. What better reasons could we have than these to celebrate? I thank you for your attention, and I welcome you once more. Thank you. Please stand for the invocation, which will be led by Father Boniface Ramsey of St. Vincent Ferrer Priory.
It's interesting to see, when you read the Gospels, that when Jesus is spoken of as doing well or doing good, he went about doing good, he's done all things well, it's usually in the context of his healing ministry. He has done all things well, he has made the deaf hear and the mute speak. My prayer this morning, our prayer this morning, is that this work, this lordly work, this work of Jesus may be continued here at Kearney Home Care Services. That the Lord himself, whose work this is, may cause it to flourish, that he may protect all who work for Kearney Home Care Services, and that he may protect all who are served by these services. That his presence may be felt in that spirit of understanding, compassion, and joy, which are watchwords of Kearney Home Care Services. That he may especially pour out his blessings upon Michael, whom we all love. That he may allow him to enjoy good health, the kind of leadership he has exercised for many years more. The motto of Kearney Home Care Services is in Latin, and you can see it at the top of your programs in the little medallion. It says, "Ut prosim aliis." That means that I may be of service to others. I pray then, and we pray, that that spirit of service to others may be abundant, as it has been abundant in the last 5 years. That this altruistic intention may be carried out in all things for the benefit of the sick and the elderly and to the glory of God. Amen.
I now invite you to sit back and enjoy a musical interlude which very effectively conveys the mission of Kearney Home Care. The song is entitled "You Will Be the Light" and will be performed by Miss Muriel O'Connor of County Limerick. Ms. O'Connor.
Good morning. During the course of the last 24 hours, we've changed the song, but it's still appropriate to the date of that. I hope you enjoy it, especially today, when the blossoms still cling to the vine, I taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows will all pass away, but ere I forget all the joys that is mine today, I'll be empty and I'll be over. You know who I am by the song that I sing. I'll feast at your table, I'll drink your sweet wine. Who cares what tomorrow will bring? So today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows may all pass away, ere I forget all the joys that are mine today. I can't live on promises, winter or spring. You know the roads that I travel would bring. I'm here for today, I'll bring your sweet wine, and who cares what tomorrow will bring? So today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows will all pass away, ere I forget all the joys that are mine today.
It's my distinct privilege to present from the 7th Congressional District, Mr. Brian Brown, who will deliver the keynote address and lead us in the dedication. Mr. Brown.
On behalf of Congressman Tom Manton, I would like to express both words of apology and words of congratulations to all those associated with Kearney Home Care Services. I want to apologize that Congressman Manton could not be here personally today, as was previously scheduled. Unfortunately, late Friday afternoon, we found out that he would have to go back to Washington earlier than expected for votes, and he wouldn't be able to participate in today's special ceremony. Now, I spoke to Congressman Manton this morning, and he made a point of reminding me to mention the importance of places like Kearney Home Care Services and the vital role that they play in our community. For our constituency, almost 25% of which are over the age of 62, a place like Kearney Home Care is very, very important. Overall, the need for high-quality, comprehensive home care services is vital to many members of the entire metropolitan community. Here at Kearney Home Care Services, that brand of high-quality, professional home care services has been the hallmark of everything that Kearney has done since it first opened its doors on May 7, 1992. Now, on a personal note, what I like to associate Kearney with is its Irish atmosphere. There's something about calling up Kearney Home Care and hearing an Irish accent on the other end of the line, or coming here and seeing the Irish flag. I mean, for me, it's almost like calling home. But more importantly, Kearney has delivered its high-quality, professional home care services with all the important human elements of understanding, compassion, and joy. These are the very essential elements of home care service that are often lost somewhere between the object and the actual delivery of home care services to the needy. Now, the simple reason that we are here today, that is to rededicate ourselves to the mission statement of compassionate care, that is Kearney, is a sentiment that is often lost in today's world. This past week, the world mourned the loss of two outstanding women, Princess Diana and Mother Teresa of Calcutta. Now, something that was lost in the media, I think, was a common thread that both women shared. And it's not that videotape that you see over and over again of them hugging outside a Bronx hospital. The common thread that they shared was that both women, who came from far different backgrounds and far different countries, shared a respect and a recognition that people were in need, and they responded to those needs in a quiet, dignified, and very human manner. Here at Kearney, that same spirit prevails. Home care services are offered 7 days a week, around the clock, to patients and caregivers in the 5 boroughs of New York City and that neighboring Nassau County. Kearney offers year-round training and retraining of caregivers, and also works to instill the human approach to caregiving. Kearney Home Care Services is an asset to our community, and it stands out as an example to all of us of how and the real way quality home care can and should be delivered. On behalf of Congressman Manton, I would like to express heartfelt congratulations to Kearney Home Care Services and all of those people associated with it. I would especially like to congratulate the Board of Directors and Mr. Michael Kearney for their fine work that they provide. And I encourage all of us here today to continue in our own way to provide some degree of service to our neighbors, to our community, to our family and friends. Finally, I would like to wish Kearney well as they continue to grow and expand in the services that they provide. Now, my boss, Congressman Manton, he always likes to end or include in his speeches some quote. Oftentimes it's an Irish joke, which I'm not even going to go near today. But I did come across a quote from William Wordsworth, the poet, and it's talking about service. And he wrote that small service is true service, while it lasts. Of humblest friends, bright creatures, scorn not one. For even the small daisy, by the shadow that it casts, protects the lingering dewdrop from the sun. Now, I know you're going to collect a bunch of these nice proclamations and plaques, so I won't hold you up. But on behalf of Congressman Manton and the entire 7th Congressional District, just like to extend congratulations to Kearney Home Care, Michael Kearney, everyone associated with it, and congratulations and enjoy the day.
At this point in the program, our elected officials would like to come forward to present their proclamations and their congratulatory remarks. May we begin with Councilmember McCaffrey.
I am delighted to be here today. As our Master of Ceremonies was talking about how Kearney has gotten into so many different areas and asked us to look up to see still another potential service out there. I was gazing at the tree and thinking Michael had gotten into tree surgery. But let me just say, those of us who are in political life here in the community are delighted and honored to be able to join with all of you today. I described it earlier this morning as this is one of our political days, a holy day of obligation in political life, with the primary election going on. But despite our busy schedules, we wanted to come and to be able to celebrate the 5 years of compassion. Indeed, this may be a dedication of a building. But the fact of the matter is that a building of brick and mortar and glass and steel does not really capture the humanity and the compassion and the spirit and the soul that is embodied by the type of service that Kearney has provided to so many thousands of individuals in its 5-year history. The fact of the matter is that each and every one of those individuals has not been treated as a number or as a statistic, but has been treated as a human being. And that is what sets Kearney apart from so many others out there. The fact of the matter is that each and every individual who they have come in contact with has had that sense of dignity, of respect, which all too often is lacking as we are trying to ever more meet our obligations to the ever-increasing population of our seniors, for example. It is important for us to understand that this can be a model for others. To understand that as overwhelmingly as numbers may be, that the number one is most important of all. The one person who is receiving the type of care. The one person who is to be treated with respect and dignity. And so on behalf of Peter Vallone, the Speaker of the New York City Council, my other colleagues in the City Council, and myself, I am delighted to present to Michael this proclamation on behalf of the City Council, commemorating this wonderful activity of time and living
Thank you, Councilman McCaffrey. Senator Honorato?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here with you today to rededicate. I'm not going to sing any songs, but I am here to sing some praises about the Kearney Home Care Provider Services and to welcome the visitors here from Ireland. As you can see, the motif here today is green, the new green sod that's freshly laid, and I don't know how they adjusted to the timing of the ripening of the green apples on the tree. But they're about to harvest those apples, but the Kearney Home Care Services also goes out into the field to harvest the needy, the sick, and those who are in greater need of their services. We're very, very happy that this year both the Senate and the Assembly again prevailed over the mindset in Albany when they start cutting back services and funding. The first thing they do is pick on the most needy of the people who are justly deserving of those funds. We were successful. It took us record time. Perhaps we had the latest budget in the history of the country, but it also proved fruitful. We harvested in some more of the funds that were about to be cut. I can recall an incident when I think Kathy and I don't know, some of them probably was around at the time when we were invited to the governor's mansion to for a breakfast to discuss some of the cuts that he had been proposing. And one of the things that were high on his list of cutbacks was for the home care services. And we pointed out to the governor that this was one of the most beneficial of all of the services. It was very counterproductive to cut back these funds. Because at the same time of cutting back these funds, not to provide health care into the community, it was also cutting back on hospital beds and nursing home beds. But I told him, I said, you know, as governor, you don't leave much of an alternative. I said, the only alternative left is Digger Odell. And he looked at me, he says, what the hell is Digger Odell? I said, that's the Undertaker. I said, we're here now to make sure that they don't go to Digger Odell, but they stay right home, in their home and in their communities. And again, I congratulate Kearney for the wonderful services that you've been providing, and we look forward in the legislature to continue bringing forth the funds that make your job easier and necessary to our community. I too have a citation for your outstanding work. Congratulations to one and all.
Thank you, Senator. Assemblyman Crowley?